Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got a video today from O'Shea Duke Jackson. You know when O'Shea covers The Godfather, I'm going to have to do it.
Kevin Samuels has gone viral again, even as a person that is no longer living. His clips resurfaced about 2 weeks ago when he predicted the end of Tracee Ellis Ross, and that she would be only dating younger men. Tracee Ellis Ross showed up to Michelle Obama's podcast and said exactly the same thing.
I didn't want to cover that one because I don't really care about her because, obviously there was another video of The Godfather was right about her. This covers everything. So
that Kevin Samuels did. And people are vindicating him, even from the grave. But it's interesting. There are more Kevin Samuels haters that are suffering right now, even after.
I think most of Kevin Samuels haters are suffering.
Dissing him. Now, we all know about the famous Vivica A. Fox. Vivica A. Fox is one of the most notorious Kevin Samuels haters of all time, especially when she dissed him soon as he passed away.
To me, it was a shock jock. And, I hope this is teaching folks a lesson about the karma that you put out, the negativity that you put out.
It's kind of messed up to say karma and stuff after someone's death.
The world, that when karma comes knocking at your door, she might not be so kind. So, the fact that he killed over real quick and was supposedly with a woman that we don't yet know the nationality. Rest in peace.
And on that same stream, you even had LisaRaye.
But I agree with Vivica. I think that sometimes when you are trying to help, it got to come in a kind of way because we're your kind.
No. Stop tone policing us. We're going to tell you the truth. The truth hurts. Go cry in your pillows in the corner somewhere by yourself.
We are your type, meaning we're Black, you know what I mean? And we are family, you know what I mean? So when
you don't have to be Black to be family. Everybody's family. If you treat everyone as family, then everyone's family. I hate that we just so always, because I'm this, I can't be friends with you. Or because I'm this, I don't believe what you believe. Like, shut the fuck up. Everybody deserves to be cordial to each other.
When you talk to us
until proven otherwise,
because we as a race have been through so much, and it's almost like talking to us like this does not help us.
And of course, these ladies are no longer on Fox, so meaning their whole show died. And to be honest, Kevin Samuels by himself was more impactful than this entire super team of Claudia Jordan, Syleena Johnson, LisaRaye, and Vivica A. Fox. But there was another person that had a lot to say that day, Claudia Jordan herself.
I think just because someone passes on, it doesn't mean we just, now we can't say anything negative or honest about you. That's okay, you died. Guess what? Every single person in all these squares and everybody watching is going to die. So we can't be held accountable for the things that we said while we were alive. Listen, I think he had some very valid points. I think people are very unrealistic about relationships. I think a lot of women and a lot of men are. It's not a woman thing and it's not a man thing.
It's definitely a woman thing.
But he just so happened to pop when he started coming for Black women, because he did start off being negative towards Black men and people weren't really trying to hear that. Brothers weren't trying to hear about themselves, but what they were trying to hear about was how it's the women's fault.
Interesting.
So then he blew up, and then our dumbasses went and supported him. You know what I mean?
Again, this happened exactly when Kevin Samuels passed away and Marlon Wayans had made a statement in the defense of Kevin Samuels. And so they were basically recapping his life and how they didn't like the fact that he was so harsh towards Black women. But Claudia Jordan...
But he was just harsh to women. He was harsher to Black women because he held Black women to high regards. Because he loves you.
Didn't stop there. She actually said something probably more offensive than the other ladies on the stream.
I think there is a place for people like Kevin Samuels to say, listen, you're being unrealistic. You have nothing you're bringing to the table and you want this high value man, although Kevin Samuels himself was not a high value man.
So what she's saying here is Kevin Samuels was not a real high value man at all. In other words, he's a fraud or he's fraudulent. It's very interesting because if you looked at the tenets that it took to become a high value man, you must add value to others, which Kevin surely did. You must make over $10,000 a month for over 2 or 3 years, which...
he's brought up quite a few people. MTR would definitely sing The Godfather's praises of how much The Godfather helped MTR out. I wish The Godfather was still alive. I would reach out to The Godfather and be one of his students, actually, because I learned a lot. I appreciate the man. I don't mind helping the man grow, or someone that helped me grow, help them grow, because that's showing appreciation.
Kevin Samuels did. So according to his own definition, he must be included in that. I mean, it's biased, so
his definition is a pretty solid definition overall. Like the income part might be something that people dispute a little bit, but I actually kind of somewhat dispute it too. I don't think you need to be making that much money to be a high value man, but it does add into it.
He must be a high value man. And Kevin Samuels was indeed getting really rich. I talked to him personally, and there were times that Kevin Samuels could clock over $300,000 in a month, and none of those ladies could do that on Fox. So, but it's okay. Let's take
$300,000 a month. My man.
Claudia Jordan's word for it. Kevin Samuels, according to her, was not a high value man. So then the argument must be that Claudia Jordan would certainly consider herself to be a high value woman. And at least the men that would want to date her would be high value men as well, right? Well, Claudia Jordan, what do we have here?
Karma.
It seems that I've been doing a little bit of investigation, and
Shout outs
somehow
to you.
I accidentally came up across a particular clip that Tasha K had. Now, if you guys don't know, Tasha K and Kevin Samuels were indeed, I would say, not close friends, but really close allies. He would check in on her and she would do the same thing. So Tasha K didn't really have a whole lot of issue with Kevin Samuels, especially when he was brave enough to come to her podcast, which he obliged. And he did that even though it was somewhat of a harsh or difficult interview. He still did the same thing. But we're not mentioning the fact that, this lady here, who is supposed to be a high value woman, she's having some issues. In fact, there is a person that is exposing her on Tasha K's podcast for allegedly doing this.
What happened with Claudia? Why she call you a scammer, but she hit you up?
She hit me up asking
She just bought a house. She just bought a house not too long ago.
But she had property here in LA that she was renting. So the girls who would hit me up and be like, hey, David, I need this done. I need this type of paperwork done. And, I'm all for helping the girls who got bad credit or got criminal convictions or whatever they got going on, get housing.
So what did you do for Scratchy Cat?
Baby, I did some bank statements. It was right in this video, in this picture. We had met up, and Annie right there, and that's Tamar, and that's Claudia.
What you put on the bank statement? What you took her from a what to a what? What you made it look like she made?
I made her look like she had a couple $100,000s in her bank account. And I hit her up on Instagram. I was like, girl, all that you talk, you act like you don't remember what you asked me to do for you in bank statements I did.
Shout out to you for calling her out, brother. Like, to me, like, some people would just shut their mouths about it. I was like, yeah, you know what? I got her that house.
So you can qualify.
You deserve the credit, brother.
Apartments, when you first got on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, that apartment in the high rise, and that's Kenya homegirl and everything. But baby, don't sit there and throw stones in glass houses, baby.
Now, this gentleman is named David Cunningham. Now, of course, what he just admitted online is
fraud, which, again, brother, I don't know why you did, but okay.
Crazy. It probably can get him some years in the feds. But he said, listen, he helped falsify bank statements for Claudia Jordan, and there are even pictures of them together because Claudia Jordan has terrible credit. And because Claudia Jordan has terrible credit, she was unable to purchase a house. He had to help her do because Claudia Jordan didn't even have hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank. That's crazy because Kevin Samuels used to have hundreds of thousands of dollars just sitting on his PayPal. He hadn't even checked it at certain points. But this is a woman saying that Kevin Samuels is not high value, but she don't even have hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank. So you need somebody allegedly to falsify bank statements when you can barely even have a house, but somehow you have the audacity to call somebody else a non-high value person, but at the same time, your ass is broke. By the time that Kevin Samuels died, he was making so much money hand over fist, it was ridiculous.
I can imagine how much The Godfather was making. He was definitely making over $1 million a year. Easy.
I can justify it. I know, all right? He was making so much money, he couldn't even spend it all. But here you have Claudia Jordan playing basically a backup role on Fox Soul, who can barely pay her own bills. And it's crazy because the women out here who are always so upset at the message of Kevin Samuels are always the women that he was talking about. You know what the old saying is, family? If it don't apply, what?
Let it
Just
fly.
let it fly. When I hear women talking about dudes are broke, dudes are bumming, dudes are lazy, dudes don't want to do anything, dudes don't want to take care of women, hey, I don't get upset. And the reason why I don't get upset is because, well, they're not talking about me.
No.
Now, when people talk bad about black men as a whole, aka Cynthia G, then of course that is something that would upset me. But Kevin Samuels went out of his way to clearly identify what type of women that he was talking about. And unfortunately, those who are chronically single and can't get
I mean, they all look very similar.
the man, like your Vivica A. Foxes, like your Claudia A. Jordans, like your Lisa Rays, all had a problem with it. Now it's interesting, Silena Johnson, who was the only woman on that podcast that was married, had some level of problem with Kevin Samuels, but showed him the most sympathy. And the reason why she did is because she's a married black woman and understands what he was trying to get across. But you have these people like Claudia Jordan who have to falsify bank statements, and Claudia Jordan is for sure damn fine and for sure attractive. But the reason why that
Is she?
needs to be the case is because it's simple, guys. Nobody wants to put up with Claudia Jordan.
See, like right here, right? She looks pretty old, bro. I'm just saying.
I know that must hurt your feelings, if you will, but nobody is sitting up here saying, oh boy, you see Claudia Jordan, boy, she's so fine. I tell you what, Lord Jesus.
That's a no.
Ooh,
I didn't say it.
Boy. I want to go ahead and marry her. She got a nice attitude. I sure would buy her a new house, boy. If I saw her in these streets, boy, ooh wee, I'd take that girl to Baskin Robbins, boy. I sure would.
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no.
Hell to the no. Don't nobody want to put up with Claudia Jordan ass at all. Nobody. Not today, not tomorrow, not next week, not the next damn day. Because you know what? You actually got to be respectful for a man to want to deal with you.
True.
And for somebody like Claudia Jordan who has that little stank ass attitude, I'm sorry, you're going to need to falsify documents no matter how fine you are, because no rich man is going to want to put up with you and your stuff. You're going to basically go down the whole Tracy Ellis Ross route. And because you're going down that route, you over there mad at somebody. But guess what? I know you're mad, but it's not my fault. But guys, what do you think of your boy O'Shea?
I always like to give shout outs to O'Shea Duke Jackson, you know, like always covering The Godfather. Again, The Godfather was a big influence for me. Do I idolize him? No, I wouldn't. Yeah, I guess I somewhat idolize him. I can honestly genuinely say I somewhat idolize The Godfather, right? Because, again, my ears were closed. When I listened to Tom Leykis, when I listened to a lot of these other people, even my own father, my ears were closed. They were completely closed. And then I got divorced, fell right on my face, ears opened up. He was the first person to, you know, my ears were able to receive from. And that's why I give him the Godfather title, for at least for myself, because I wouldn't be here without him. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And cheers.